What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I know I haven't posted in a while, but I'm going to redeem myself, and I'm going to be posting a few longer videos in the next days, and I'm going to try to post some shorts too. So today, I will be ranking characters from best to worst in zooba, so yeah, let's get straight into it. And remember, guys, this is just my opinion, but for the first character, which is the worst, is Larry. And Larry's honestly just a terrible character. He could seriously die to a legendary guard on full health and 3 weapons with no HITs though. But yeah, you're gonna have to get him to a very high level to be good. Man, Larry sucks, bruh. Okay, that's kind of true. So yeah, moving on to the next character. So for our next character, we have Yara, which is a pretty bad character because she is lacking in health, just like Larry, but she is still not a bad character when it comes to her active because she could just heal up straight away, so she doesn't need happy treats. But same thing with Larry, you have to get her to a high level to actually destroy anybody. Like with all these snipers that are going to be on the list, if a close range character comes up to you and is like speedy or catches you off guard, like Buck or somebody or Bruce, you're just gonna get destroyed, completely destroyed. So that's why Yara is definitely not at the top of the list. Okay, the next character on the list is Frank, which is a really bad character for me because he is just so slow. And when he has his water in, he's just like, when he sucks his water out, I feel like everyone can see him. You know they can't, but he's like just big, and he is so slow, and that's why a lot of the better characters are actually fast because like Frank, he is not really gonna win anything unless you're like at least 5 levels higher than every character. So that's why it's pretty low. Next up, we have Lizzy, and with her lack of health, it doesn't get healed by the regeneration, which is good. So Lizzy would be a very good character, probably number 1, if she was the fastest character in the game, because she could just run away and get her health. But she's not, so that's why she's down here. And her weapon choice isn't very good because the spear, you have to be close to enemies. And when she gets close, she just easily dies. The bomb, which is bowling, pretty much anybody can dodge. And the bow, you have to just stand there and wait, which she's not fast, so she couldn't really catch up to anybody anyways. And it's pretty hard to hit, so that's why Lizzy is better than the other characters with her regeneration, but still not very. Now this one might shock a lot of you, but next up we have Bruce. I really don't like that many characters that have really slow, that they're really slow, and that's exactly what Bruce is. So that's why he's this low on the list. I mean, if you get the right thing, then he could absolutely destroy people. But you have to be against the right enemies. Even if you put all the speed items on, if they're max level, a Nyx level 1 could still get away and easily kill you because Bruce is short range. If this character had some longer things, he would be okay, but he's pretty low on the list because of his speed. And that's what a lot of the characters here, why they're so low. Next we have Ollie. This character is pretty good because he can heal from his grass, so he's pretty OP in the grass. But you have to be able to keep your distance, like put jungle shoes on so you can get away. And like when you eat, you can get away easier. So make sure to keep your distance and that you can actually get away. But if like a Buck comes close, even if Ollie uses his attacks, it won't be able to go that strong as a Buck's thing, and then he'll just be stunned and easily dead. Just like a Bruce, if he has his primal instinct, could easily get close. So Ollie's active is good, but other than that, it's not too good. Next up we have Pepper. This character is really good because Well, if the player is bad and just keeps chasing you in his short range, then they would easily be dead. And you can check everywhere for the team. So, but it's hard to hit the shots that are that far because they could just easily be dodged, even if they can't see it. The enemy can't see it. But other than that, it has some downsides. Like I'm saying with every character, if somebody gets close to you, then you're dead right away because with the bomb is the only weapon that's really gonna work. Other than that, it's gonna be hard to hit all the shots, and you're gonna just have to like stand there and aim. And then, the close range is just completely destroying you. So that's why Pepper made it here in the list. And I also, there should be a fast, close range with some health and zooba. Next up, we have Shelly. This character is really good in teams because she can just go in her shell and save her teammates. But her weapons aren't that good. It's a little bit unbalanced. She has one really far range bow, but she also has this spear thrust, which is not a good weapon in my opinion, and her shotgun doesn't go too far, so it's just pretty unbalanced. And if you're like with a team or something, right when she comes out of her shell, she's gonna be pretty dead because there will be so many bombs and everything just shooting her to wait until she comes out. So if there was something added to Shelly, I feel like she could be really good. But for now, she makes it here in the list. Now this one's probably very shocking to most people. But I don't really like Jade because her health, she doesn't have that much of it. And you're just going to try to go in there and probably die because you're going to be confident from like one good round. You have to be going up against the right characters at the right time to be able to win. And Jade, the multiple situations, sometimes it takes no strategy, sometimes it takes a lot, and most of the times it's a lot, which most players don't have. So, in this hit and run stuff, snipers will just kill it when they run. So, I don't think Jade is the best character ever, but she's okay because she can destroy some teams. Next we have Edna, which I think is a pretty good character. Using some strategy, which I have got yet to play for about like 1 or 2 weeks to get how you can really use her with her traps and everything. But it's pretty easy to die with a close range. That's the only downside. But other than that, Edna is a pretty good character. Next we have Milo, which is a really good character because you can just snipe and destroy everybody and throw the bomb in while you go up so that you can't get damaged at all. But just like Shelly, when she comes down, she will get damaged a lot, but it's not as bad as Shelly because it's not for as long and it's harder to realize. But once you shoot, you come down, which isn't really good. But Milo is a pretty good character. I mean, I've won a lot of solos with her before. And also, yes, I don't have her now, but I've restarted zooba many times to try to get new characters. And this one's pretty good because I did get Faye, Ollie, Edna, and Betsy, which are the characters that I've been wanting for a while. But Milo is a pretty good character. Next up we have Tony. Tony's a pretty good character if you put the right items on, like vampire teeth or bandages or both of them. Then it would be hard to kill, especially if it's a high level. Tony can destroy a whole team if you know how to play him right. So that's why Tony's about in the middle of the list. Next up we have Skippy. This character can completely destroy everybody if you have the healing items on, just like Tony. And because Skippy has pretty low health, and low health and speed is what sets most of the characters back. But like I said, Skippy can completely destroy because his bow, his or her, I don't even know. But the bow is really good. And he can just completely destroy. And I know I'm repeating myself so many times, I don't know why. But Skippy is a pretty good character. Next up we have Buck, which is probably the easiest character to kill the whole team with. But why it's so low is because he's not very fast, but when he uses his active, he can just stun, and then he can destroy people. He's better in teams because of his really fast weapon reloads. And Buck, I've destroyed a lot of teams with him, and of course my other zoobas because I don't have him here. But Buck is a pretty good character if you know how to play him right, which is not very hard. Just like some of the other characters, it's hard to play them with. But Buck is easy to learn. Just like everybody says, easy to learn, hard to master. Next up we have Molly. If you can get gold weapons with Molly, she is almost undefeatable. She can like just go in and destroy. I'll show later in this video, like at the end, my iPhone wallpaper is me getting a 13 kill game with Molly because she can get a lot of kills if you go up against the right people. But Molly, a Buck could destroy a Molly, but if you know how to play right, you could easily avoid that. So that's why Molly is a really good character. Next up we have Duke, which is really good for chasing because the character that tries to run away, he'll just get a speed boost right away. And he's really good in teams because he can just stun a whole team and they're just dead because of his rapid fire bow, just completely destroying. And if you have muscles on this character, if you have muscles at level 18, if you're a good player, I highly doubt any character could destroy you, unless it's another Duke with the exact same thing. But that's going to be pretty rare to come by. So Duke is a very good character. Now we move on to Paulo. Paulo is really OP in the spot by the museum that has the fossils, or by the fountain spot, or any spot that has a lot of things you could jump over. He can just shoot and jump over. And with his bandages and vampire teeth, if you have them, he can just heal. And if you have happy treats, you can heal right when you jump over. And he's a really good character to me because I have won a lot of games. I think I've gotten I've gotten a lot of 11 kill games with him. And I like his mobility and his range, so he's kind of a perfect character. So we have Steve, and Steve is really good if the character you aren't playing against knows how to play against Steve, which I do. So I'm going to be telling you here. If a player is good against Steve, like Bruce or a bunch of other characters could just dash it right away and beat the Steve to his landing, and then you could shoot the weapons right before he lands, like all the weapons, and then the Steve would just get completely destroyed. Like I remember with my level 11 Buck in my first zooba, which I still have, I could go back to. Tell me in the comments if you want me to. But anyways, with my level 11 Buck, I killed a level 16 Steve easily. I just used my weapons right when he landed because when the Steve is in the air, he can't tell when he's getting close. So he knows he's gonna get close, but when Steve lands, he has probably about half a second of unaware time. So then he just gets destroyed in a half a second. That's why it's bad to just land in a team. So but Steve is a pretty good character if you do know how to play him. So that's why it's here in the list. Next up we have Dono, which for some reason a lot of people think Dono's bad, but you can literally kill him in the water and just win the whole game. And you could just stay there and then get an easy dub. Dono, you could easily, if you're low level, just get to Grandmaster 1 if you want the rewards or something. So, Donna is a good camper, so that's why she's pretty high on the list. Next up, we have Louie, and I think her bow is really good because like Larry and Duke, but like the range combined, it goes really far, so you can like just put that in a team with the bomb, and the whole team can be like halfway killed already, even if they were on full health with no A kit, but even more than halfway. And Louie, her rats, they're underrated. Her rats are pretty good. Like they've done a lot of damage to me and been very annoying to me in the past before. So Louie's pretty high on the list because she's a great character. Next up we have Iris, which is a very good character in my opinion, because her poison does a lot of damage after she hits, and she's pretty speedy in the water. So, and when she gets her primal instinct, she slows her character so much, and she could just easily kill any character. Don't mention the fact that I've easily killed level 13 Iris with a level 10 buck. But that's the only tiny downside with the close range character. Even with the slowing, if you're stunned by a buck or Duke, it won't do anything. Like the slowing won't help, but it's not that common that you get stunned by a buck or Duke. Probably like once in probably like 25 rounds. So Iris is a great character. We have Betsy, and Betsy, if you know how to use her, and you have the primal instinct, is 100% OP. Her spear does so much damage if you have good aim, which I have pretty good aim with the spear. Not amazing, but okay, I would say. And her arrow rain and the bomb throw, you could just kill a character or a whole team when they're all trying to steal the legendary weapon from each other. Which would probably be a selfish team because there could be a higher level when everyone still steals it. And the Knicks on the team will probably get it. I don't know how long it's been since I've seen a team or been on a team with not a Nick on it. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Betsy. So, Betsy, she can just easily move from the logs. So, Betsy is an amazing character. And it's been my dream character, and I just, not that long ago got her. And I was really excited. And she's a really good character, so I'm happy. Next up, we have Henry, which can be so OP if you know how to use him. But, certain characters could, like, low-level Henrys, you could pretty easily kill. But that's just a little downside. But other than that, Henry is an amazing character. I don't know how many times I've seriously got to one charge off full health by Henry. Like, Henry has so much damage. 1,000. Compare that to the other characters. You can comment that down below if I'm wrong, and all other characters do more damage, but I don't think so. So Henry is a really good character. Next up, we have Ravi, which is a very, very, very annoying character. You get hit by that her active. You just can't hit her, and you get destroyed by the spear, which is just like Betsy, which is really good. But she has a long shotgun, which you don't really have to aim, and her bow. I like her bow because it does a lot of damage and it just goes in fast. And I think she's one of the most damage, if not the most, damage characters in the game. And when she's in low health, she can just get away with her passive. So Ravi is a really good character. Next up, we have Earl, which is one of the 3, I think, characters that can stun you. Because when you pull somebody with Earl, the character gets stunned. If you have, I'm forgetting the item. If you have Holy Sandals on Earl, then that Earl would be like, it's so good because if he pulls a character into the water that doesn't have Holy Sandals, then you pretty much one-shot with a rapid fire bow with a shotgun that has 2. And then basically any character that would be somewhere around the level would be completely destroyed. So even if it's on land, it still stuns you. I've died so many times from Earl that are way lower level than me. So Earl is a very good character. Next up we have Faye, which somehow I got. It was very lucky, but she has 4 weapons, which makes it really good because if you put on weapon reload, then you could just keep rapid firing, and because you have to aim the focus shot, by the time you get done with all the 4 weapons, you'll be able to do it again. And I've got blinded by Faye, I'm sure most of you have if you play zooba, but once you get blinded, then you absolutely can't see anything, and then you'll probably just get destroyed by either someone else or the Faye. So Faye is a really good character. Not many complaints about her, so that's why she's very high in the list. Here are our top 3 characters. For number 3 is Finn. Even though he doesn't have the most health, he doesn't have the least in the game at all. And the Super Chomp gives him more health. It's basically like a whole other aid kit. And if you put the healing items on, his health won't be too bad anymore. And he can absolutely destroy. You can see people in the grass with his blood scent and just one-shot them with the spear and the chomp at the same time. So Finn is a very good character. I really want him, but unfortunately I can't get him. But amazing character, easily made on top. So we have Elaine, which is such an OP character. Like, it just, the first few times I was getting hunted by Elaine, I thought it was glitching out because she or he, I don't even know anymore. Anyway, it keeps turning invisible. So you don't even know where she is pretty much ever. And all of her things do so much damage. And I've never killed one. I thought I was going to, but I just completely died, and it was embarrassing because it was a level 1 and I was level 5. I 2-8, had no 8, and I was on low health and didn't have any healing items. I just got like 3 shot at it, and I did not forget to use my 8. I used my 8, so this is a completely amazing character, very OP. Next up we have Nyx, which is an amazing character, completely deserves the best spot, and it's always been the top character in my opinion. I think it always will be, unless they make some kind of like hacker character that can like spam the weapons, but they're not going to do that. So Nyx, if you put vampire teeth on, you can easily heal because and you can steal all of the weapons, especially the legendary weapon. And also, Nyx players, don't steal from your team if they're a higher level than you. It's not worth it. You'll have a way lower chance of winning. But if you could just dash to avoid everything, like if you're in a really bad team situation, just dash and you'll be out of all the bombs and everything. So Nyxes are very annoying. It's pretty hard to damage. So Nyx, amazing character, definitely deserves the number 1 spot.